How's it going, everyone? We have yet another update on the impending release of Cyberpunk 2077 Update 2.0, a major free update for the game, and the official website has put out a brand new post talking about what's coming in Update 2.0 in regards to the vehicle combat and car chases. We'll talk all about that. News really circulating yesterday, XDefiant, one of the many Ubisoft live service titles, have an update on that. It's gonna see a little bit of a delay. Credit to them for being incredibly transparent with what's going on with the game, but we'll talk all about that. And then, speaking of free, we also have a free upgrade that will be coming out alongside a free update for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, what's coming in Update 2.0? Vehicle combat and car chases for Cyberpunk 2077. Today we're taking a look at another new feature coming to Cyberpunk 2077 base game as a part of the free Update 2.0, which will be available for current-gen consoles and PCs. Vehicle combat and car chases will be updated. There are, in fact, 3 new ways to take out enemies from the safety of your car besides just running into them. Don't get us wrong, that's always an option, but make sure not to explode and flatline yourself. The first new option is shooting your pistols or SMGs either from the back of your motorcycle, straight through your car's windshields, or out its side window. In this case of cars with Crystal Dome tech, you can instead open the sliding doors and shoot out that way, while on a bike you can also now use melee weapons to attack enemies or even slice open the wheels of other cars. The next option is to use the brand new mounted weapons available on certain Nomad cars that utilize the Crystal Dome tech. Those Gatling guns will make Swiss cheese out of anyone standing in your way. A more subtle approach to vehicle combat can be taken with the new car hacking abilities for netrunners, and by subtle, we mean you can straight up explode other cars, make them slam the brakes or accelerate without stopping. More options are available for the most skilled netrunners out there. Car chases are also happening more naturally now, with the NCPD actively chasing you if you try to get away, as detailed in our last article from this series or seen in our latest Red Streams episode. With these options at your disposal, wrecking mayhem out on the streets of Night City has never been easier or more fun. Remember that this is just a small snippet of the Update 2.0. This is the free portion of content, or updates I should rather say, that is coming to Cyberpunk 2077 alongside the Phantom Liberty update. This update should be out probably by the end of the week, maybe early next, and Phantom Liberty is due out for a release on September the 26th. I've said it over and over again, and I think a lot of you guys agree with me that if you can get Cyberpunk 2077 at a good price, and it's readily available for around 20 bucks on Amazon, which that seems like a really good price to me, I would say go check it out. Now, the thing is, and I see a lot of people bringing this up as well, you're spending $20 on Cyberpunk 2077, and then you're spending even more than that on Phantom Liberty, which is $30, so you're spending a total of $50 if you want all the content, which I understand that might be a little bit too much, and maybe see how the reception for Phantom Liberty is, and then make your decision there. I see a lot of people just saying Phantom Liberty, an expansion for 30 bucks is just too much, and that's why they're gonna go ahead and not pick up the game now. But as I've mentioned, at some point, the game will certainly get a complete edition release, and at some point, that game will certainly be on sale for like $25 or even less than that. You see Witcher 3, at some point, that complete edition was available for literally 10 bucks. Then the upgrade came out, and then it got its price increased, but you guys get the idea. At some point, the 2077 complete edition will be available for 10 to 20 bucks, and at that point, I think it's gonna be one of those titles that, again, over time, people are gonna look back at. Do you guys think Cyberpunk 2077 was a little underrated? Well, yeah, but like people went in with crazy expectations, and you see that already with the dialogue for Cyberpunk 2077 among consumers, just, you know, quietly, not even quietly, just changing a little bit, and I think it's because people are now going into the game without any expectations, and they're buying the game for 20 bucks, so obviously a different ball game than what happened in the fall of 2020, but nevertheless, there you go with that. Moving on from that, XDefiant, a Ubisoft free-to-play original. As if we can't get enough. Give me all the free-to-plays you got, Ubisoft. We need more free-to-play games in the market. I just need all my service to be live. I cannot get enough of live service. I need Concord. I need Fair Game. I need XDefiant. I need all these games because I'm gonna play all of them. That's obviously a little bit of a joke. Ubisoft going all in with live service, though. They have a ton of games in development in the live service sector, and Even Assassin's Creed these days takes a lot of live service elements. But XDefiant, a Ubisoft original release update. An update on the release of XDefiant from Mark Rubin. Hello, XDefiant fans. I've got an update for you, and it's a big one. We want to explain further why we haven't given a specific date yet for our launch, and sometimes full transparency like this is like drinking from a fire hose, so hope you are all thirsty. First things first, here is a detailed description of how submission process goes. Submission is part of development where we go to the game, where we give the game to the first party, Sony, Xbox, to check that the game works correctly in their environments. To get to that, we have self-tests with internal QA and compliance team to try and find any issues that might get flagged in the submission process. Once we have fixed or completed all the tasks that we want and think and need for submission, we then spend about 2 to 3 weeks prepping and validating a CM candidate master that we think is the final version of the game for submission. It goes through 1 week of heavy QA and compliance testing by several Ubisoft teams. If it passes, then it goes to first parties to be certified for release. First parties take a week to get their final report on the submission and give us a pass or not pass with a list of must fixes for the next submission. Also, to be clear, during the submission process, the QC team at Ubisoft are putting the bill through the ringer, looking for functionality bugs, and another team at Ubisoft, divided up into PC, Sony, and Xbox groups, are looking for compliance bugs. These are two different types of bugs. Functionality means, does this gameplay feature work as intended? There's a bug where the damage from your weapon is altered after using a certain ability, as an example that they give. This is not something as the first parties will be looking at unless, of course, it prevents from testing. Those are for us to find. Compliance bugs are the ones that relate to the systems and overall experience that the first parties expect from games. Example given, our trophies being properly tracked, is my friends list being properly updated with game status, etc. After we get a pass from all first parties, we are then ready to ship and need probably 1 to 2 weeks with launch. At the end of July, we started this process and we got our first results back by mid-August, which was a not pass. We realized then that we had more work related to do, but it didn't stop, and so we have spent the last 3 to 4 weeks fixing those issues and getting ready to do another submission. We are currently in the CM prep of that process and will hopefully be submitting to first parties in a little less than 2 weeks. If that passes cleanly, then we could be looking at a mid to end of September release. However, that is not a finality as in terms of a release. There is, however, a likely scenario where we get a conditional pass, meaning we have to do a day 1 patch with some final fixes to ensure compliance. If we do need to do a day 1 patch, then that pushes our date out to early and mid-October. So that is the deal with XDefiant. This is very rare where you see a publisher being this transparent with the release of the game. This is a totally free-to-play title, so you can check it out, done by Ubisoft San Francisco, and as I mentioned, Ubisoft is all in on live service. Like, that is one of their primary sectors, and really, to be speaking, every major publisher is gonna go through a live service phase. They see how much money there is to make, and it's either they're gonna get some stuff to click, or they're just gonna get burned and realize, okay, maybe we should go back to what we're gonna do. You see, Sony's literally about to embark on their live service phase. It's not just a Ubisoft thing. Sony is sinking an absurd amount of money into their live service market. So this is just something you expect a lot of publishers that have a lot of resources are gonna do. Square Enix is doing it as well, so expect it to be a pretty regular thing. But yeah, there you go with that. We'll see how the longevity of XDefiant. These games obviously live and die by their community, and they'll surge strong initially. It's really, where do you stabilize that? And I'm sure we'll see the articles of like 90% of the player base is gone, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Look, if you peak at 1 million concurrent players day 1 and 90% of the players leave, a little math would tell you you'll still have 100,000 people, and if those 100,000 people are invested into the experience and they're monetizable, well, then the game is going to be a home run. So it's really about monetizing your audience and how much longevity you can get out of that. Lastly, I do want to note SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series on October the 16th, alongside a free update adding photo mode and new costumes. It will be available both physically and digitally for $39.99, and again, it is a free upgrade. New features include photo mode, new costumes are included, improvements for support of DualSense controller audio output, and support of DualSense adaptive triggers. There's also Xbox and PC updates that I won't get into. These SpongeBob games, seemingly, like, they do fairly well, and THQ Nordic does a good job of putting out games that, you know, they're not going to have a colossal budget attached to them, but they know that there is an audience for them, and they're going to do well enough for the games to be profitable, and that's kind of what you see with a lot of the titles that they put out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, Cyberpunk 2077 getting a major update here shortly. Vehicle combat and car chases getting a major refinement there. XDefiant update on that, maybe out sometime later this month or into the, October. I would expect this to be released. And SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake getting an upgrade on PS5 and Xbox Series next month, October the 16th. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.